The sudden arrival of hundreds of armored vehicles in the Caribbean has thrown the region into uncertainty and raised deep questions about what may come next for Venezuela. Eyewitness accounts and leaked videos show long lines of tanks and military vehicles being rolled off massive transport ships under strict security. The sight of so much heavy armor appearing without warning has shaken governments and populations across the region, with many now convinced that the balance of power in the Caribbean has shifted overnight. While no official explanation has been offered, the symbolism of so much firepower so close to Venezuelan territory is impossible to ignore. Venezuela has already been battling with severe economic collapse, internal unrest, and widespread shortages of basic goods. The country's leadership has been struggling to maintain stability in the face of protests, political rivalries, and growing international isolation. Now, with reports that hundreds of tanks and armored vehicles are stationed just beyond its reach, the sense of insecurity has deepened. The government in Caracas has repeatedly accused outside powers of plotting against it, but the sheer scale of this latest development has given new weight to those warnings. Many in Venezuela now fear that the situation is rapidly moving beyond rhetoric and into direct confrontation. Analysts examining the footage have tried to identify the models of the vehicles seen. Some observers believe that the units resemble modernized versions of main battle tanks capable of handling large-scale operations, while others suggest they are lighter, faster armored vehicles better suited for coastal deployments and rapid intervention. Whatever the case, the volume of equipment arriving suggests long-term planning and significant resources being committed. Military experts note that such a movement is not accidental, nor is it routine. Bringing hundreds of armored vehicles into the Caribbean means logistical preparation, agreements with regional partners, and an intent that goes far beyond mere exercises. For the Venezuelan military, the presence of this new force presents a major strategic challenge. Much of its arsenal is aging, and its capacity to confront modern armored divisions is limited. While the leadership insists that the nation is prepared to defend itself from any threat, the reality is that Venezuela now faces a potential encirclement. If the armored vehicles are stationed in nearby islands or territories, the country's defensive posture could be overwhelmed before it has a chance to react. The Caribbean, once seen as a buffer, may have turned into the staging ground for moves that could redefine the nation's fate. The timing could not be worse for Caracas. Domestic frustration is already boiling over, with many Venezuelans openly criticizing their government's inability to solve shortages, stabilize the economy, or restore public services. Now, rumors of foreign armor gathering nearby add another layer of fear and uncertainty. Some citizens, desperate for change, see the deployment as a possible prelude to political transformation, while others fear it could trigger violence and deepen suffering. The silence from Washington only adds to the speculation. Officials have neither confirmed nor denied the reports, leaving analysts and ordinary citizens alike guessing at the true purpose behind the movement of such forces. Internationally, the development has drawn mixed reactions. Regional neighbors are watching closely, nervous about instability spilling over their borders. The Caribbean has not seen such a sudden concentration of military power in decades, and the ripple effects could spread quickly. Markets are uneasy, migration flows could intensify, and diplomatic tensions are already rising. What was once a domestic Venezuelan crisis has now taken on a far larger dimension, one that could reshape alliances and rivalries across the hemisphere. For now, the mystery remains. The tanks stand as silent signals of a broader game being played, one where messages are delivered not through speeches, but through steel and firepower. For Venezuela, the future is clouded with uncertainty. Whether these movements are meant as deterrence, preparation for intervention, or a calculated show of strength, the truth is clear. The arrival of armored forces in the Caribbean marks a turning point. The nation, already fragile, may soon find that its destiny is no longer in its own hands. The region holds its breath, waiting to see whether the coming days bring confrontation, negotiation, or an escalation that could transform the Caribbean into the center of a new geopolitical storm.